is to read Gita together. Right? What could be more joyful? What could be more enlightening for the heart and the soul? So thank you so much for joining. We are going to read maybe 1 or 2 verses today. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lankayate Kirim Yatkripātamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Param Ananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining. We are reading today Bhagavad Gita 2.70, Chapter 2, also called as Sankhya Yoga, also called as the contents of Gita summarized. It is very, very important because Lord Sri Krishna gives the summary of the whole chapter in Chapter 2, which is known by the acronym Gita as well, Gita. The first 10 verses talk about the importance of Guru, why there is need. G is for Guru. The I is for identity. Who am I? What's body? What's soul? What's the difference? How the body changes, the soul keeps on jumping from one body to the other. The T stands for two duties, the conditional and the constitutional duties. And the A is the Atmarama or Sthita Pragya. In short, what are the qualities, Arjuna asks, what are the qualities of a self-realized soul, which we are all trying to be? What are the qualities of a sadhu? What are the qualities of a great soul? And in that, multiple qualities are shared, like equipoise, tolerant, seeing good in every situation. Bhagavad Gita is so practical for everyone and anyone in today's day and age. And in that, it also talks about anger, how to control anger, and how anger leads to degradation of mind and the whole devastation of oneself. And in that, there is a beautiful verse, text number 70, which is our focus for today. And the topic is how to deal with desires, right? So we are going to read 2.70 from the Bhagavad Gita. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravashanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shantimapnoti na kamakami. Maybe 1 or 2 of you would like to recite the verse. Anyone feeling inspired?
No, go ahead, after you, Prabhuji.
Everyone can recite, so it's not many. So all 3 of you can recite one after the other.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada. Apuryamanam achala pratistatmam samudram apah pravishyanti yadvat tadvat kamayam parivashyanti sarve sashantim apnoti na kamakami. Thank you, Lord.
Very powerful.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvet kamayam प्रविशन्ति सर्वे Shashantim apnoti na kami. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can go next. Apurymanam achala pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shantim apnoti na kama kami. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Is Shirma Mataji, you also want to recite?
Sure, Prabhuji. Apuryamaणम् अचलाप्रतिष्ठम् समुद्रम् आपाप्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामयम् प्रविशन्ति सर्वे सा शान्तिम् आप्नोति न कामकामी. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Honestly, synonyms translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Apuryamanam, always being filled. Achala pratishtham, steadily situated. Samudram, ocean. Apa, waters. Pravishanti, enter. Yadvat, as. Tadvat, so. Kama, desires. Yam, unto whom. Pravishanti, enter. Sarve, all. Sa, that person. Shantim, peace. Apnoti, achieves. Na, not. Kama kami, one who desires to fulfill desire. One who desires to fulfill desires. Kama kami. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled, but is always still. So poetic too. Ever being filled, but always still. Can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. Okay. Now, Sanskrit vocabulary quiz. Apuryamanam. What is the first line? Achala pratishtam. One who is steadily situated. In what? In the flow. Apuryamanam. Filled. Achala pratishtam. Samudram. Easy word. I think all of you know that. What's samudra?
The ocean.
Ocean. What's apa?
Water.
Water. Bhumirapo nalo vayu. Pravishanti.
Enter.
Pravish. We discussed the word yesterday also. Pravishtum. Right? Enter. It's coming twice here. Yadvat. Yada tada. So yadvat tadvat. As that. So what's the intent of the first line? The ocean, the water is coming, rivers are coming from different directions into the ocean, but the samudra is fixed. Does not, become agitated, does not become, does not react. Tadvad. Same way, Kam Yam Pravishanti Sarve. In the same way, a yogi, a devotee, a self-realized person, one who is Achala Pratishtam, who is situated firmly, when the desires come, right? The desires will come. These are like desires entering the heart or the mind of a person, devotee, sadhaka. And that person who stays Achala pratishtham sa shantim apnoti. Usi, that person will achieve peace, happiness, apnoti. Na kamakami, not the person who is always hankering for desires. Or one who wants to fulfill those, one who wants to execute upon those. So we'll read the purport. It's a short purport. Anyone would like to read this purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same, steady. It is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. That is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one has the material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. The devotee, however, is not disturbed by such desires because of his fullness. A Krishna conscious man is not in need of anything because the Lord fulfills all his material necessities. Therefore, he is like the ocean, always full in himself. Desires may come to him like the waters of the rivers that flow into the ocean, but he is steady in his activities. And he is not even slightly disturbed by the desires for sense gratification. That is the proof of a Krishna conscious man, one who has lost all inclinations for material sense gratification, although the desires are present. Because he remains satisfied in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he can remain steady like the ocean and therefore enjoy full peace. Others, however, who want to fulfill desires even up to the limit of liberation, what to speak of material success, never attain peace. The fruitive workers, the salvationists, and also the yogis who are after mystic powers are all unhappy because of unfulfilled desires. But the person in Krishna consciousness is happy in the service of the Lord and he has no desires to be fulfilled. In fact, he does not even desire liberation from the so-called material bondage. The devotees of Krishna have no material desires and and therefore they are in perfect peace. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Wow, such a beautiful purport. Right. So let's take some thoughts. What we just read or heard. Something struck you? Would anyone like to share anything that struck you? And we'll capture those thoughts as you are speaking. So Bhagavad Gita, we're talking about 2.70 today.
Important shloka, sir. Chapter is.
Anything struck anyone from the verse, the purport?
Yeah, Prabhuji, steady man, like as you mentioned, the devotee is not, withered by by the thoughts or whatever comes. He is very steady, bad or good.
Very steady. Achala Pratishta. The Krishna conscious person, Krishna conscious man, woman, devotee, Sthita Pragya is not disturbed by those. So the desires may come, right? It's not like Prabhupada is mentioning that desires may still come. Desires will be there. Desires may come, right? We cannot control, but he does not or she does not act upon or falls a victim of those selfish desires. Thank you, Subal Prabhu, for sharing this. Any other thoughts? Anything struck anyone?
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
No, it's okay, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that once, like we are in the path of bhakti, trying to become like Krishna conscious. So we are always remembering Krishna, like we are always trying to like direct all of our activities or anything that we do, it's for Krishna, in the service of Krishna. And Krishna, by now we all know, he is the supreme goal. So once we are aspiring for supreme goal, nothing else can, make us feel that it's bigger or like higher. So basically, like we no longer hanker for anything else. That's the thought I could get after reading this purport, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. So, if I hear you correctly, basically a devotee is so filled in it himself or herself that other temporary illusory things won't give him or her higher taste, right? So I think Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here, because of his fullness, very, very important, right? Is not disturbed. Why? अंदर से खोखला होगा तो डिस्टर्ब होगा, right? Empty vessels make sound, right? But when the vessel of our heart, when the container of our heart is filled with loving devotional service or bhakti, then it will always be happy and satisfied. Shanta, right? Sa shantim apnoti. That person will achieve peace. And in the other verse, we read, Ashantasya kuto sukham. One who is not happy, one who is not satisfied, one who is not satisfied cannot be happy. And what is the secret for happiness? Being satisfied. Shanti. In what? How will we achieve Shanti? Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakaleva, Ashanta, Bhukti. डिजाइनिंग भोगा, ये मिल जाए वो मिल जाए, कभी वो शांत नहीं होगा, चाहे उसको $1 million मिल जाए, चाहे उसको $10 million मिल जाए, $100 million भी उसके पास, will never be happy, shanti, because there is no end point to those. Because things of this world cannot give satisfaction to the soul, which the soul is hankering for. If we want to be full, only thing which can make us full is bhakti yoga or devotion to Lord Krishna. Things, material necessities, right? They will not give that fullness. They will create more void. It's like putting oil or putting ghee in the fire. It will only increase those desires. People think, okay, if I have X amount, I'll be happy. I'll be satisfied with that. But tell one materialist who has become satisfied by attaining that X amount of dollar goal. No one. But there are countless devotees who are very, very satisfied. They may have very little material resources, but they're very, very satisfied and they're very, very happy. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakalev, Ashanta. They are Ashanta because of unfulfilled desires. But a devotee, a person in Krishna consciousness, is happy because of the service. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Sadev Shanta. Have no material desires, and therefore they are in perfect peace. So important. They're not even desiring, oh, give me liberation from this material bondage, give me this, give me that. A devotee does not ask Krishna, give me, give me, give me. A devotee thinks, how can I give something to my Krishna? So, material life slash desires can never lead to happiness. It may temporarily, they may give some momentarily relief, but it will not give true happiness because they'll not, there's no like end point. Okay. Can someone give an example of, and then the ocean, by the way, the ocean and the rivers analogy is there. So think of another analogy which I heard. Like if you have a very heavy meal with multiple preparations, chappan bhoga, and let's say you like gulab jamun or you like samosa, and your friend, your husband, wife brings you one more. Please take one more gulab jamun. Please take one more rasgulla, whatever is your favorite preparation. You'll not have, I'm full, right? I can't take any more, right? So that's the mood of a devotee. The devotee is so full, the heart, the consciousness is so full in Krishna consciousness, even the desires come, even the temptations come, right? Desires, temptations, provocations, right? Whatever word we want to give, those will come, especially in Kali Yuga. Every moment there is a provocation, every moment there is allurement, provocation, but not giving that is the idea. So let's take maybe one example of someone who gave into those desires, from the Shastra, and someone who did not give into those. Any examples you can think? We can learn from good and bad examples, both what to do and what not to do. Can anyone think of that the desires came, provocations came?
Puranjan Prabhuji.
Ranjana,
Yeah, he
can you elaborate a little bit?
like he gave up. He was engrossed, on his thoughts about his wife, and so he has to take one more birth.
Yeah, Puranjana gave into the story of famous King Yayati, same story, busy in mundane life, and he realized, oh my God, years and years have passed. Very, very classic example, which comes very, very famous story from the Bhagavatam, Ajamil.
Jamin.
He gave into. He saw a provocative, episode, a prostitute and another, low-class person embracing and, it was a provocative situation. It was a temptation. It was a scene one should not be seeing. But in Kali Yuga, especially, we may see it every moment. We may see things we should not be seeing. A sage should not be seeing. A devotee should not be seeing. But he gave into those desires, and we all know he had to go through very rough time. Of course, he called out Narayana and then he had a better destination and all that is great. But there is a lesson that if we can cut, it's like nip in the bud. If we can cut at that point without contemplating the whole cycle, we can avoid all those, cycle or the sequence one after the other. So a few examples here, we see those who gave into. Okay, now some examples and we know the outcome. The outcome was, ultimately they got mercy of the Lord, but they had a difficult outcome, right? Now, anyone who did not give into, Anjali Priya is sharing, Haridas Thakur, classic example. The prostitute came, Maya, personified, came, right? Such a desire, provocation, allurement, that too in the night time, that too in a solitary place. But Haridas Thakur did not give. That's the quality of a Sthita Pragya. That's a quality of someone who is filled with Krishna, filled with Harinam, filled with that person is not longing for anything. name, fame. What do materialists long for? Money, opposite sex, prestige, name, fame, right? All these things a materialist hankers for. Give me name, better desires, better facilities, better cars, better house, better partner, better job, better this. But a devotee is so filled that such young lady in the middle of the night, and he said, please wait. I am busy with my Krishna. So filled in Krishna consciousness. Any other examples one can think of? Those who did not give into. One coming to my mind is Arjuna. Now, Arjuna himself was such a great soul. He went to the heavenly planets, and actually Indra's consorts, they kind of said, okay, we want to marry you. We want to be with you. Arjuna said, oh, actually Indra is also one of my, like fathers. Arjuna was born from Indra Devas. And he said, oh, you are like my mother. Sorry. Right? So this is the quality of a devotee. Fixed. And there are other many such examples, right? So when we see that how one who tolerates those desires or controls or through Krishna consciousness, there's one outcome, and one who does not do so, there's a totally different outcome. The paths are totally different. Short-term gain, long-term pain. One no, right? Saying no to those temptations, eternal happiness. An intelligent person will certainly choose the right thing, and which is Shreyas, not prayers. And how will we get the strength to say no to those desires, right? And yes to Krishna, right? Every moment, we have this choice to say yes to Krishna, or right? Yes to Krishna or yes to Maya, or right? So, it's like a good dog and a bad dog within. When we say no to Maya, the next time it will be easier to say no to Maya. The next time it will get even easier to say no. But if we say, okay, I can take this next time, the good dog is weak, the bad dog is strong, right? We basically, by saying no, to Maya, the good dog has said no. Now the good dog is nourished. But if we say yes to Maya or yes to those desires, the good dog is weaker, is meek, is not be able to say no next time. It will be, the voice will be further very feeble. So, in short, saying yes to Krishna and no to Maya. And it's a practice, right? Sometimes practicing devotees, as I am, we may get into those desires, but we should pray, Krishna, please help me. Please help me so I can always say yes to you and no to those. Okay, let's take maybe some thoughts or comments anyone has. Anyone has a thought or addition or comment? Is this making sense or? Are you able to hear me at least?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Prabhuji, it's one little thing that came to my mind. In order to be a better, like in sense, like a study um, ed- with more what do you call? I'm losing my words, but a discipline should be also be there. Probably that's what I was thinking. A disciplined devotee could be achieving much more with respect to any disturbances that would come from material world. That's just I wanted to share that along with other things.
So you're saying
Uh,
a disciplined devotee will be able to say no to materialistic ideas and
right.
thoughts.
Yeah, that's right. Because
Okay.
if he's following certain things constantly, then even though certain things comes in, it could be like it's not his thing or her thing, and it's easy to say no rather than going towards that. So
Yeah. And that's a formula Haridas Thakur used. I have a discipline. Maya said, "Oh, I want to be with you." Haridas Thakur said, "Oh, sure." So he said, one devotee is sharing, don't say no, but say, "Okay, I'll take care of you. But I have my regime, 24 hours. Okay, I need to chant 192 rounds, and then I'll," right?
yeah.
It's a discipline. Yes, he had a discipline. Sankhya Purvaka Namagani. Very nice, Robert. Discipline certainly helps, and I think therefore disciple means discipline. I'm talking to myself. I need to get more disciplined. It's always an area for improvement. Devotees, you know, devotees also have desires, right? But their desires are spiritual, right? Devotees certainly have desires. What is their desire? They may desire their only desire is to please Krishna. And within that, they may have like specific, like someone may have aspiration to do a lot of like house service. Great. Someone may open a goshala, someone may open a temple, someone may do a lot of book distribution, someone may do a lot of prasad distribution, someone may have desire for um, you know, sharing with the youth, someone may have desire to help devotees in physical ways. So all those are wonderful desires. And we must have spiritual desires because we are ultimately, we cannot be just dull and active, or sorry, dull and inactive. What will we do? So Krishna has given us this mind, body, intelligence. We must use it to the best we can. To do what? To execute Krishna conscious desires. But we should be careful that is the goal to serve Krishna or is the goal to hanker for name, fame, position, prestige, right? Because, oh, I want to give Bhagavatam class. I have a desire. It's a nice desire. But watch out. Is the desire to really serve Bhagavatam or is the desire to to be glorified? Oh, Prabhulas Prabhu, oh, he gives nice Bhagavatam class and I want to hear that. Then it's not healthy. And same can happen with practically any service, even, you know, cleaning the toilet. It can happen. Oh, Kant Prabhu, who cleaned the toilet today? Oh, it is the servant of your servant, Shubhalas Govindas. I cleaned the toilet. That's why it looks shiny. When someone else does, it doesn't look that. So criticism also now, you see? trying to prove oneself better than the other. That's not healthy. Cleaning toilet in the temple specifically, great service. But when it is coupled with self-prestige and selfishness, then it's not healthy. So desires are very powerful, and we must learn from the ocean to be sthita pragya, to not to have achala pratishtham, steadily situated, not hankering for name, fame. Samudra does not say, "Oh, all the rivers, I'm the one who's holding you, or I'm the one. You all come to me. I give you shelter," right? No, Samudra is equipized. And the deeper a lake, there's a contrast, a lake versus the ocean. The lake, if it floods, if it's like too much rain, what will happen? The lake will overflow because the lake is not deep, it's small, it's tiny. But the ocean is vast, it's deep, its length and breadth and the width is beyond comprehension, or it's a lot. So therefore, those who are deep in their bhakti, they'll be able to have developed these qualities. Those who are shallow, tiny, provocations will easily overflow their consciousness, right? Overflow their mental state. Small disturbance will seem very big. But we see in great devotees' life, big disturbances. They act as if nothing happened. I was hearing this morning, like Parikshit Maharaj. He was cursed he did a tiny mistake, which was a divine plan, putting the dead snake around Shamik Rishi's neck. It was a dead snake. It was a very small mistake, but look at the punishment he got. A snake will bite you in 7 days and you'll be dead. Is that fair punishment for the thing he committed? Certainly not. But he did not say that. Oh, you should have given me a smaller punishment. Maybe you could have like put a live snake around my neck. Maybe you could have said, okay, you fast for 7 days. Maybe you said, okay, you're banished for a month. But like death in 7 days, that's too much. No. He said, oh, I deserve much more. I disrespected Brahmanas. I am a blemish on my ancestors, Pandavas, Yudhishthir Maharaj. They are so loving, caring to the Brahmanas. Look what I did. So it was a very big thing, but he tolerated. Achala Pratishtham. Any other comments, thoughts anyone has before we wrap up? Anyone wants to share anything? Any realizations, comments, thoughts in this verse? Okay, we'll read 1 or 2 more times. Try to sink in your heart, in your mind, in your intelligence, so that the whole night we can think of this verse. Apuryamana achala pratishtham samudra apa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve sa shantimapnoti na kama kami. Not that hard to remember, I guess. Manjari, Priya would like to recite.
Hare Krishna. Apuryamanam achalakritishtham samudramapa pravishanti yatvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shantimapnoti na kamakami.
Thank you so much. So everyone at least knows the translation now. We'll quickly try to write it. Maybe you all can help. Apurya manam. Right? Those who are completely filled in themselves. Achala pratishtham
Situated,
pratishtham.
steady.
Steady. They're achala, fixed, situated. Pratishtham. They are steadily situated. And what's the second line talks about the analogy. What's the analogy here? Samudra, apa. समुद्र में जैसे पानी आता है, रिवर्स आती हैं. What's the next word? Anyone remembers? Yadvat, right? Samudra apa. There's one more word.
Pravishanti.
Pravishanti. Yes, thank you. Pravishanti. समुद्र में जैसे पानी, रिवर्स का पानी आ रहा है. समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् यद्वत् तद्वत्. In that way, in that same way, what happens?
Kama.
Kamaha pravishanti. Kam.
Yam pravishanti sarve.
Tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve. Okay. Tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve. All. Okay. So that person, what does he do? Sa
Achieve.
shanti, right? That person can be happy. Apnoti, achieves, sa shanti, sa shantim, apnoti, na kama, kami, kami. Sa shantim apnoti, na kama, kami. Jo, one who's hankering for desires, that person will not be able to achieve that shanti. So writing is also a great way to remember, right? So you see, we are almost able to recall the verse, okay? So writing certainly helps. Okay, now anyone wants to try to recite the verse without seeing? Apurya manam achala pratishtam samudra apa pravishanti sarve.
Yatvat.
Sorry. Samudra apa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve sa shanti apnoti na kama kami. Right? I think Manjulali is fast remembering. You want to try? Manjulali?
Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yatvat tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve na shantimapnoti na kama kami.
Excellent. Fourth line is sa. Sa shantim apnoti na kama kami. That word is critical. that person will apuryamanam, who is firmly situated, that person will achieve happiness, peace, not the one with. Excellent. Okay, anyone else wants to try? 2.70. How to handle desires. How a devotee handles desires, like the ocean.
I can try Prabhuji, but I think I can only do the first two lines.
Sure, Mataji.
Apuryamanam. Sorry, I got distracted. Apuryamanam pratishtam samudra apa pravishanti tadvat yatvat tatvat pravishanti kama yam tatvat yam kama pravishanti sarve, and then I don't. Sa shanti apnoti na kama kami.
Very nice. Very nice. Anyone else wants to try? Thank you, Shrama Mataji. Okay, so you can try at your home, at your leisure, and try to revisit this verse tomorrow when you get chance. We'll continue another verse tomorrow. Thank you for your kind association. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishad ki jai, Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai, Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Thank you, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.